everybody, today we're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we are at Warbird Park. That is a hard thing for me to say, so if I keep messing it up during the video, it's my accent, but I keep pronouncing it Warbird, all kind of stuff. So anyway, Warbird Park, and it's over here in the Market Common area of Myrtle Beach, and we've already walked around. It was a very, very nice place to visit, and they've got a lot of trails, and they've got a lot of wayside type things that tell you all about what happened, and I think it's really nice. So I would highly suggest coming here if you're ever in the area. So are you ready? Yes. So let's go, even though we've already been, so now you can go too. This is Warbird Park in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We've never been here before, but we did pass a few months ago, and we thought it'd be a nice place to come back and look at. So we're getting ready to head on out. So this says, settlers from Wacomaneck attempted to extend their plantations to what was called Long Bay. Many families received land in 1735 just south of the Withers Swash when the colonial government began issuing grants. And this one says, this area has a rich history, including the many different land uses along the coastal strand from the prehistoric period into the 21st century. And over here we have the wall of service. I'm thinking the sun might have glared that one out too much. I think this book will tell you exactly where who you're looking for is located at. And that's talking about the Myrtle Beach Air Force Base historical origin. So this is talking about the World War II missions performed at Myrtle Beach Army Airfield. And this is the post-World War II remodelization of the Myrtle Beach Army Airfield. And the 1954 conveyance of base to United States Air Force. So apparently if you watch that right there, that is a YouTube video if you look at the QR code. Because whenever I was over here taking pictures of it, YouTube kept flying up. So if you're interested in that, there's a video. This is the activation of the 354 Fighter Day Wing. And that's the 354 Fighter Group World War II history. So this says Myrtle Beach Army Airfield. Myrtle Beach Army Airfield operated here from 1940 to 1947 and grew out of the city plans to expand the municipal airport from 2 grass landing strips to a more permanent facility. In 1940 to 41, the U.S. Army Corps trained civilian pilots for the Civil Air Service. The War Department acquired the airport in late 1941. Observation squadrons, an aviation squadron, and a fighter squadron trained here during World War II. Then on this side, it says Myrtle Beach Air Force Base. Deactivated in 1947, the field became a municipal airport again, but was donated by the city to the U.S. Air Force as an active air base in 1954. The 354 Fighter Day Wing Tactical Fighter Wing, based here from 1956 to 1993, deployed squadrons in Europe, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East, with major service in Lebanon, Germany, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Vietnam, and the Persian Gulf. The base closed in 1993. This says reactivation of the 354 Fighter Day Wing. And obviously I'm heading in the wrong direction because this says continued. So that over there is part 3. This is part 2. And this was part 1. And it also looks like there is the YouTube video there you can watch. That sign back there says Gold Star Memorial. It says Army Air Corps Base Commanders. This is 1943 right here. And that shows a hospital. That says Splinter City. In March 1942, units of the United States Army Air Corps opened formal operations at what was named the Myrtle Beach Bombing and Gunnery Training Range, which also encompassed the Myrtle Beach Airport. So it shows the different buildings over there. This tells about the 354 Fighter Group history. On November 19, 1956, the Air Force resurrected the unit as the 354 Fighter Day Group and stationed it at Myrtle Beach Air Force Base. It was then redesignated the 354th Tactical Fighter Wing in July 1958, flying the RF-80, and during 1959 began flying the F-100 Super Sabres. And back here, they have this beautiful little area. And there was another YouTube video. And that says, in memory and to honor all men of the Merchant Marine, lest we forget. So this one's talking about a 354 Fighter Group World War II history. There's also a YouTube video QR code there. Thinking about this one a while ago. Yep. So you want to go this way? All right, so she wants to go around, so we'll go around. This is talking about the replacement training unit from 1968 to 1969. And this is also talking about it. So this sign right here is telling about the mayors of Surfside Beach. And this one is the mayors of Myrtle Beach. This is a sign I zoomed in on a couple of minutes ago. It's a Gold Star Memorial, a tribute to the Gold Star families whose loved one paid the ultimate price defending the United States of America. This marker is for the Revolutionary War patriots. It says this marker commemorates the men and women who achieved American independence. These patriots, believing in the noble cause of liberty, fought valiantly to found a new nation from 1775 to 1783. This is the Grand Strand Chapter Military Officers Association of America in honor of our members past and present, serving country, serving community. This is Blue Star Memorial, a tribute to the armed forces who have defended the United States of America. This is talking about the Youth Center. This is the 354th 1st A-10 Operational Wing. The 354th Tactical Fighter Wing A-7D Deployment Reinforcement Missions. And this is the Myrtle Beach Air Force Base, 1980 to 1990. And then they got some more stuff back here. And I would like to point out there is benches here. There's a shelter over there with a picnic table. This is telling about the 1948 Myrtle Beach Airport. And it says the airport located on United States Highway 17 was a direct route between New York and Miami, approximately halfway between these 2 points. And baseball clubs conducting spring training activities in Florida sparked the idea to go after a baseball training camp for the Myrtle Beach Airport. For the hospital area was large enough to accommodate approximately 400 persons, and there was an ample space for field training. And in 1948, the War Assets Administration transferred the town of Myrtle Beach to Army Air Base. This is Forward Operation Location Training Area. And this is Thunderhog. And as you can see, they got a nice little thing out here. You can just look at planes take off. I think one took off whenever we were back there from somewhere. Okay. And probably, you know, since the oceans are right over there, you can probably see all the planes leave out of the airport we have today. What is that, Myrtle Beach International?
You're going down that road and it's on the left.
Yeah, so this is like the direct flight path here. So you can probably sit out here and see all the planes you want to.
I think this was the old airport.
It would have had to be. Because, you know, looks like runways and stuff out there, so that would have to be it. Might have been Air Force Base. Was this the old Air Force Base right here we're standing in?
Good.
It would have had to be because all the signs.
Oh, I don't know.
I know you wasn't around at that time. Well, you were around whenever it closed. But
I never came to the beach that
yeah, you didn't. We didn't come to the beach really heavy until after, well, we came in 1995. And then we came again in 2010.
As a young person, I never came to the beach that much.
I know, it's been a long time.
A lot of people did.
So this marker is in memory, honor, and recognition of the nuclear and atomic veterans, those that risked their lives to the experimental testing of nuclear weapon and exposure to radiation. There's a YouTube video there as well. And this one right here is talking about the P-51 Mustang. And it says the P-51 Mustang is the nickname for the deadliest and greatest air-to-air fighter aircraft of World War II. And this is the F-100DF Super Sabre. And that's A-70 Corsair. A-10 Thunderbolt 2. This is Canis Exercises. And the 352nd Tactical Air Fighter Squadron. This right here is telling about the 354 fighter group history. You got these super sweet planes right here. This tells about Warrior, which is this sculpture right here.
It's maybe shaking from now.
Mm-hmm. And it says this is a North American F-100D Super Sabre, dedicated to the city of Myrtle Beach, December 7th, 1986. This one's got Bart Simpson and the Grim Reaper and all kind of things on it. Louisville Slugger, Bird of Prey. And that says that was a military aircraft nose art. The military aircraft nose art is an American tradition dating back to World War II. Living in uncertainty and tension, wartime servicemen found value in naming their aircraft. During World War II, the practice evolved in creating an image to accompany the name. So that explains all that. Okay. How big that thing is. And I love planes. I'm just afraid to get on. wonder if that's how big the Blue Angels planes are whenever they down.
Good question.
Yeah, because it looks like it's got about the same space of cockpit.
Uh-huh.
I think that would be fun to get in that one time. I'd probably scream to death, but you know. Then over here we've got the 9/11 memorial. And it says September 11th, 2001 began as a idyllic day morning along the East Coast. Blue skies and pleasant temperatures held the promise of a beautiful day, but as millions of Americans began their mourning, 4 airplanes were hijacked by Islamic extremists, setting in motion the deadliest attack ever on American soil. You can be sure that the America spirit will prevail over this tragedy. Secretary of State Colin Powell, these acts shattered steel, but they cannot dent the steel of Americans' resolve. President George W. Bush. So from 8:19 a.m. to 9:28 a.m., 4 planes, American Airlines Flight 2, American Airlines Flight 77, that might have been American Airlines Flight 11, United Airlines Flight 175 and United Airlines Flight 93 are hijacked. 8:46 a.m. American Airlines Flight 11 crashes into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. 9:03 a.m. United Airlines Flight 175 crashes into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. 9:37 a.m. American Airlines Flight 77 crashes into the Pentagon and starts a violent fire. 10:03, well before that, 9:59 a.m. the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapses. 10:03 a.m. United Airlines Flight 93 crashes into a field near Johnstown, Pennsylvania, 125 miles from Washington, D.C. as passengers storm the cockpit. 10:15 a.m. the Pentagon ring collapses. 10:28 a.m. the North Tower of the World Trade Center collapses. 5:20 p.m. 7 World Trade Center, a 47-story building, collapses due to the emergency personnel having enough time to evacuate the building. There are no injuries or deaths as a result of the collapse. Nearly 3,000 people died as a result of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Included among the dead were 343 Fire Department New York firefighters who rushed to the scene of the attacks in New York City and saved countless lives. So that's a beautiful tribute right there, and I actually remember whenever that happened, I was 21 years old. And I remember getting up that morning and Dad was watching it on TV, and it was just like unreal at that time. Talk about the planes going overhead, and there goes one. And that's the LTV A7 Corsair 2. The A7 is a straightforward shoulder wing aircraft with swept flight services, provision for in-flight refueling, and a narrow track tricycle landing gear. And this says Warbird Park, dedicated to the men and women of the United States Air Force and their families who lived in our community for almost 40 years, from 1954 to 1993, while they served our country and courageously defended our freedom. And this says Fairchild A-10 Thunderbolt 2, battlefield tank killer, heavily armored and built around a powerful 30mm gun and its enormous munition drum. These large unswept wing The 2 turbofan engines in pods on top of the fuselage and twin tail fins are all designed to keep the A-10 flying after suffering serious damage. The cockpit is armored to resist 23mm rounds. And this says dedicated to all men and women wounded in all of our wars. Combat veterans wounded. They paid our freedom. Well, they paid for our freedom with blood. All gave some gave all. And that's the Grand Strand chapter and Unit 354.
Now you can look at it up here.
And this says about Colonel Joseph S. Barton. And this talks about the 354th wing in activation on the 31st of March 1993. I'm gonna guess whoever flew this one was a Georgia Bulldogs fan. Over here we have boards that say a history commemorated former Air Force base and area map and sign locator. Since I'm over here, I do see a future place to visit because this was the Warbird Park right here, and they've also got a Valor Memorial Garden up there I need to go to at some point. So it's definitely a very nice place to visit here. All right, so now we're gonna finish up the video for the Warbird Park in Myrtle Beach, out there in the Market Common area. That was really interesting.
Yes. I even walked the whole thing.
Well, at first I thought she wasn't gonna walk the whole thing because she's like, oh, go on there, down there and take the pictures of the signs and stuff. So I went down there and took the pictures of the signs. So I was getting ready to head another direction back to where the planes was at. Well, there's more stuff over there. I'm like, I thought you wasn't gonna walk. Yeah, I'm gonna walk. So then I had to go back past what I had already went past. But it's okay. You got to see everything that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. It's a really good location.
Yeah.
Beautiful scenery.
If you and the Market Common.
Yeah, Market Common area.
Market Commons. Stop by and see it.
And there's also another park that I saw whenever I was up there filming, is Valor Park. So I've got to look into that one and see what all that one's about too.
There's nothing wrong filming a park, museum, whatever.
Oh.
One man on there last night, he said on the video, he said he did not like to film museums.
Well, I film whatever. If I like it, I'm gonna film it.
Well, how are you going to learn anything if you don't film a museum?
Yeah, you know, different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
You know, that's why I do my own thing. I do what I like, and that's all that matters. So,
yeah,
if I like it, I'm gonna film it. Unless they tell me I can't. Now, if they tell me I can't, I'll respect your wishes. I just won't show anything that you've got. So,
whatever.
Yep. But it was a really nice place, and it's only like, what, a mile or two away from Myrtle Beach State Park.
I don't even think it's a mile, maybe a half a mile.
It's not far at all.
Cause you can be on the beach and see them planes take off, or just take off. They're just getting in the air.
Just getting into the sky. You can still see them go ooh, over the ocean. So right before we left the park, we could see some going over the park. So that was nice. So I would definitely suggest going there. And it was free. I like free stuff. So now Myrtle Beach State Park's not free. You got to pay for that. But the Warbird Park was free. And I don't know why that is so hard to say, but Warbird. But I'm saying Warbird.
Everybody.
It's that accent kicking in. That's what it is.
Everybody's got a hang up on.
I got a lot of hang ups. But you know what? I look at these videos where people pick at people. You cannot pick at me because I pick at myself. So I am my own worst enemy. So all these people's on there always making all these little videos picking on how people talk, how they walk, how they look and everything.
I mean,
that's uncalled for. I know that I am a big girl. You do not have to tell me that. I know that I do not pronounce everything correctly. But I also know who I am, and I'm not hiding behind a computer, am I?
No, but after you have a stroke, some people, it don't affect their speech. Mine, it did. And I have worked real hard to try not to screw things up.
She has. So only a couple of people actually knew she had had a stroke. But she did have one
over 4 years ago.
Yep.
And it has stopped me yet.
I did not let her stop. If there's a lot of things that you can say about me, but one thing, I am persistent. And I flatly refuse to stay down.
I refuse to sit and let it take over my life.
So
you got to have to work. You got to work with it.
And we did. We worked on her speech and everything. So. And I know I'm not the best speaker, but, you know, truly enjoyed everything we've done the past 4 years. Yeah. Because I thought for sure whenever she did have that stroke, I didn't know what was going to happen, you know, but
I came out of it.
Yep. Keep right on going.
If 48 days I did not drive a vehicle after I had my surgery, but that didn't stop me.
It didn't. I wouldn't let her.
It did not stop me.
Yep. So, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed the park and seeing everything that was there. If you're in the area, you can stop by and see it.
Right. And subscribe if you hadn't.
And you just got to throw that in there. Yep. It makes her happy. Makes me happy. So, we love to see the numbers coming up. And you know, as I said before, we're not a one-trick pony. We cover almost everything. Mm-hmm. So, there you go. You don't never know what you're going to see. So, toodaloo. Bye.
Bye.
Farewell. And we'll see you somewhere else.